1966 was a surprising year when TV characters made their way onto the big screen. Well, I've already reviewed Batman, which came to the big screen after its first season, and the Flintstones made their big screen debut in The Man Called Flintstone. But in August of that same year, TV's other spooktacular clan next to the Addams Family made their first appearance on the big screen. Only appearance though, but in color. Let's talk about Munster Go Home. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So greetings my fellow YouTubers and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name's Doyle, better known to you as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a review of the 1966 comedy horror flick Munster Go Home, released by Universal, who of course also produced the actual TV series, The Munsters, directed by Earl Bellamy, who also directed a number of episodes of the series. This film was produced immediately after the series had just completed filming its original run, despite only going for a mere 2 seasons, just like ABC's The Addams Family. The Munsters originally premiered on CBS. Now, I'd already talked about the show in the TV log a couple of years back. Anyway, the show features most of the original cast that included Fred Gwynne as Herman Munster, Yvonne De Carlo as his wife Lily, Al Lewis as Grandpa, and Butch Patrick as Eddie. The only one that didn't return was Pat Priest. So playing in the role of Marilyn is Debbie Watson. Now, since there isn't that many reviews on it, I only saw like maybe 2 or 3 reviews on YouTube, so I'm gonna try to keep this review close to a little less with a little less spoilers and what have you. Well, it seems that Herman Munster has learned from Kavanaugh Munster's will that he and his wife Lily have inherited an English manor known as Munster Hall in Shropshire, England. And well, they couldn't even believe it. But wow. Apparently, real soon they are boarding a big ocean liner and head to England. Well, that's when the fun really begins. Herman gets seasick, Marilyn encounters a new love and suitor, and Grandpa gets turned into a gray wolf upon accidentally consuming a wolf pill. Incredible. But meanwhile, the 2 cousins of the Munsters, Grace and Frey, are furious that the American Munsters are gaining the manor, and that Herman would be Lord Munster instead of Frey. So, with the help of their mother, Lady Effigy, they try to get rid of them so the estate can be theirs. Well, that's all I'm going to tell you about this. But I will tell you later on, Herman enters a race using Grandpa's custom dragster known as the Dragula. Yes, which I believe that Herman drove in an actual episode. It's been years since I last saw the Munster series, but anyway, yeah. And so they try to do, and they do what they can to try and stop the bad guys. But that's all I'm telling you of the story. I will not give you no more of the story. I think it would be best for you to watch this movie. Anyway, from what I've seen of this movie, I've seen it, well, 3 times now. I just recently rewatched it for the first time in years on Tubi. Yes, you can find the full movie on Tubi for free with the ads. So, the film is also on physical media. You can find it, well, on DVD and on Blu-ray. Because last year, Shout Factory released it for the first time ever on Blu-ray. You can find it on DVD along with the made-for-TV reunion flick, The Munsters' Revenge, which came out in 1980. However, if you can't find that there is another way. You can find both movies on the Munsters Complete series set on DVD by Universal. Now, I've seen the Munsters Revenge, and it's fine and all, but even though the spy only had Fred Gwynne, Yvonne De Carlo, and Al Lewis return, well, they had a different person playing Marilyn and a different person playing Eddie. I know Butch Patrick had grown up, and, well, you know the rest. From what I've seen of the movie, I'm going to have to give this film some credit. Uh-huh. Yes. Well, aside from our main cast, I really liked Fred Gwynne and Yvonne De Carlo. They were both good. Al Lewis was once again good as Grandpa. Butch Patrick as Eddie Munster, who was really something. Now, Debbie Watson, on the other hand, well, she wasn't too bad. I mean, now this gal actually did appear on TV shows, on some of these rarely remembered TV shows, like Ted Mack in the original Amateur Hour, Karen, and Tammy. Yes, which I think was named after the song. I'm almost sure of it, but I may be wrong. Playing the role of Freddie Munster is Terry Thomas, who I've heard of this guy. Who, of course, was a world famous English comedian and what have you. And he's done lots of things. And there's just so much. Let's see. Next, we have in the role of Lady Effigy is Hermione Gingold, who has appeared in several movies and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, she's been in some movies like Around the World in 80 Days and The Music Man. Yeah, so that's pretty good. Let's see what. Who else was? Robert Pine plays Roger Moresby. Next, we have John Carradine as a character Cruikshank, but I didn't want to mention about him because that would have spoiled some more of this movie. There's also Bernard Fox, who most of y'all know best as Dr. Bombay of TV's Bewitched, as Squire Lester Moresby. But there's several others. Jean Arnold as Grace Munster, and there was even Arthur Mallet, who of course I've mentioned would later go on to play the graveyard caretaker in John Carpenter's Halloween. Let's see, and Ben Wright, who I know him best from doing voice acting later on. What he did later on, of course, doing voice acting for Disney films such as 101 Dalmatians, The Jungle Book, and The Little Mermaid, which of course would be his last film in 1989 because he passed away. And also, Richard Dawson appears in this. Of course, he would be best known for his role on Hogan's Heroes, and he would later go on to be a big panelist on Match Game, and of course, become the original host of the original Family Feud. Anyway, the cast is pretty good, and the story isn't too bad. The music from Jack Marshall's pretty good. You do get to hear the Munsters theme, but at the end credits, though. But anyway, I think this film's pretty good. This was the Munsters' first time in full Technicolor instead of black and white, like their TV show. But anyway, I gotta say, Munster Go Home, it's a pretty fun movie, and it's a fun, spectacular experience. I think the whole family would enjoy it. So anyway, in the end, would I recommend Munster Go Home? I'd say sure, go ahead, give it a try. I mean, and if you're a fan of the Munsters, I'd say this is right up your alley. So anyway, if you've seen Munster Go Home, you can tell me what you thought about the film in the comments section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe to my channel, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Join me next time when I bring to you a review of R.L. Stein's The Haunting Hour. Don't think about it. Thanks for watching, and if you like this, consider checking out these other two films I mentioned that were based on TV shows in '66 that came out in '66. Well, you know what I mean. Movies that came out in '66 that were based on TV shows. There, I got it right. In the upper left-hand corner is my review for The Man Called Flintstone, which was the Flintstones' first ever film that came out after their series had come to an end. Or go to the upper right corner and see my review of the original Batman, which came out after the success of the first season of the series. Or if you want some more spectacular funniness, go to the bottom left-hand corner and see my review of Mel Brooks' Young Frankenstein. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thank you for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.